The wide receivers, you guys are replacing a lot of guys. How have you liked the guys kind of need to step up there?
Oh, those numbers are pretty high. From Thomas Doherty to Peyton and to outside Fuller. It's a lot of numbers and a lot of production. But I really believe in the group that we have, from the way Coach Yards puts it together and the recruiting that we've brought. I really like our speed outside, and we're getting the experience together with Josh. Last year Josh was first year, but still had those numbers. But these guys have had the summer together, and they've in the spring and the summer, and now fall camp. So they're finding their ways.
How have you liked Ishmael's transition to your side of the ball?
Really like it a lot. And not only I love his passion. I love his competitiveness, and we need to find a way in situations to get the ball in his hand. He's pretty electric, with the ball in his hand. I had the opportunity to kick him, not to coach him on kickoff return 2 years ago, and he really got to see a lot of that explosiveness back there, returning and in traffic and running through people. So again, he's not going to be like our backs. He's going to carry it 20 plus times. We're going to just be creative.
He was known for quite a bit of trash talk on defense. Has he brought that over to offense, or is he quieter?
No, to me, I didn't hear it on defense, but on offense, he's working when nobody's looking. He's bringing the guys along in his work ethic and his competitiveness, and that's a plus.
Looked like clutched his hamstrings.
I don't know. The coach reports on that, so I don't know. And I think he finished practice with the group, and so I didn't see him leave, so I think he should be okay.
Jim had mentioned in the spring that there was still a chance that Ish could help out in defense if necessary. Is you guys talking more about scenarios?
That's all on Coach Mora. I know that we have the opportunity every down to put Ish in if we need him. But again, it's a 12-game season. You want to make sure that you design some things that we can get some mismatch and get the ball in his hand, and he can create some explosive plays with his abilities.
How do you feel the offensive line is?
Everything starts up front. Everything starts up front. From Connor on our left side to Kenny Lacey I think the last 2 days he's improved from spring to summer, and then we're unbelievably solid at center. Losing a 4-year starter, but Quisenberry at center has just been, and he's played games, so it's nice. And you got Powasi at right guard that's done a real nice job. He got a haircut, and then our kid that's I think he can be the next great lineman coming out here is our right Colton Miller. So and then we're establishing some backups. We had some kids that redshirted last year, and to go against Eddie and Tad every day. I don't know if you're gonna, you might find people that are as good, but I don't know if you'll find any that are better. So it's helping us all the way around in front.
Where do you think you are in the team grasping the scheme now, putting it in spring, and where you are now?
Really, I feel, you're never comfortable until you get to A&M, the opener. But they're putting the work in, the effort's there, and then we're going to just tighten that package to where we execute better than them defending us. And that's kind of our, have that effort and then tighten the package so that we can execute it and believe in letting our players play.
How's Josh doing in getting that all the concepts?
And he's doing a really nice job. And again, it's getting 11 on 11. It's the best way for him to learn and grow. They did a nice job. Players only practice in the summer, so they've progressed beyond. From spring, they got better because of the summer workouts that they put in together, that they put ownership to. So it's fun. And then right now we're just, fine-tuning the personnel matchups, but we are going to be physical up front and run the football.
At what point will you start doing things to specifically prepare for it?
I think you're always preparing for your season, and then what I like to do is, I call it primary stuff. We're going to work on our primaries, that these are what we're going to use in the 12 games, and then fine tune it versus every possible pressure versus every possible defense. And then that way Josh will know in coverage, hey, here's the coverage. We've gotten so good at that he knows where to go with the ball, knows where to go with the matchup. And then we go with our secondary, how the kind of stuff maybe we might use, 60% of the time, and then we go with our game plan specific, that this team might have, a really good D lineman or a really good rush in or a really good secondary. Now, hey, this is what we got to get these guys to move off the spot. So the game plan stuff is hold right now, but our primary of what I call our menus are pretty much in every day.
What have you seen in development from your running backs just from spring into
Oh, it's I told them today, I feel like I'm cheating you guys because my eyes are not all on you every time, but they're like, Coach, your presence is around us all the time, because I catch everything, I know why. If I know this they missed the cut is because their eyes were here. So yeah, but it's a good experience. You're looking at Soso, Nate Starks, and Bolu, who've been with me for over a year, and they've established that Paul Perkins work ethic, mentality, competitiveness, and being a pro, prepared, ready for opportunities. And then the two young guys, Stevens and Jalen, what a wonderful. Those two they run hard. They run hard and they're athletic. They can catch. So
Do you see Jalen getting some time in tailback?
No, he's a tailback.
Tailback.
Yeah, he's a tailback. Yeah, I mean it is fun to stand behind there and watch him run with the ball. And then our fullbacks are pretty good, and they're learning a new system as well. But they're aggressive and they can catch the ball, and that is Cam and Hunter.
Do you have an idea yet of how you'd like to distribute the carries between the group?
I want them to compete. I want them to compete for the starter. It all depends on, the situations. I kind of went with Paul. I've kind of put a mark around 15 to 20 snaps and give them a breather. But if, because then you kind of feel. So it's a feel. And I think they can all handle it. So they just got to earn that first call.
But would you like to have one guy clearly at the top of the list?
Like to have one guy at the top of the list, and then the other guys will get their playing time. And we're going to play all those backs. And they know that, and that's why they prepare that way.
You mentioned Ainu. It seems like he's also a little bit of a threat catching the ball,
Who's
too.
that?
Ainu?
Yeah.
Is that something that you saw coming from him? Is that something you knew that he had?
Well, yeah, he can catch both him and Cam. That was one of the things that, you look at our offense, our fullbacks got to be able to block and catch, because they're going to, they got to stretch the field some way that, people just don't cover them. But I hope they don't cover him, and he made a nice explosive play today.
And yesterday, he ran over one of the defenders.
Yeah.
I mean, how happy does that make you as a former fullback yourself, trying to instill this physical brand of football here?
It makes me feel good as an offensive coordinator, because that's the kind of ball we like, and we want our guys to play with the all-out effort, play with that maximum effort, and then the X's and O's, be there.
The X's and O's are one thing, but to instill kind of the mentality of
Yes.
physicality, how do you do that?
Well, I think it's we say repetition. Every chance you have to make a play like that, it brings it ignites the guys on the sideline and the team, and when you come out to practice, you better strap it on.
In what ways has Coach Tuiasosopo kind of impacted the offensive design?
Oh, because if he's played that position, he's been under center at that position, been under pressure in that position. It's and then, you know, he's thrown every ball from college level to the NFL level, and it really impacts our concepts. And then to bring it back to, hey, hold on a minute, we want to protect you too. You know, we can't just stand back there and let people just tee off on our guys. We want to make sure we protect, and then also having Rip Shear and Yarbs. You know, it's a really good staff. We're utilizes everybody's strength. Talk about communication, open communication, and never let disagreement become dislike. And that's my job, to make sure that we're all, you know, working together and trying to help each other be the best that we can that day and on.
People talk about how special Josh is and the way he can handle an offense at this point in his career. Can you talk about some examples of ways he's impressed you in ways that other college quarterbacks wouldn't?
Well, again, it's hard to compare because everybody's different. But the thing is, I like he's a self-starter.
Okay.
I like, when I mean self-starter, is I watched him do things that he didn't have to do. You know, last year I saw him, he was in the cold tub in between class when no one else was around, getting his body right. The other is some of our verbiage that we're trying to limit can get really long. Other quarterbacks got, one more time, coach. I said it to him once, hey, bam. And now he can go out there, look that person in the eye and say, hey, look, if you get this coverage, I'm coming to you. That's pretty good. You know, that's where you know the concept and you know the matchup and change the protection, and to know that and put us in the best position, that's pretty good for a young guy.
Thank you.